So, welcome to part 2 of the intertribal marriage. I loved part 1. So, to enjoy part 1, you need to go and watch my introductory video with my husband. Watch part 1 where they talked about, how they met, their preconceived notions about marriage, as well as the beauty of living with someone, marrying someone from a totally different tribe, in Nigeria. In part 2, we'll be looking at cultural shock, like Basco's kind of cultural shock, the differences and challenges they have experienced along the way, the things they did not even anticipate would happen in an intertribal marriage. And then, of course, we can't end part 2 without talking about their advice to someone out there who is listening and would want to venture into this wonderful, experience. So yeah, sit back and enjoy. I want to now ask about cultural shock. Okay, because I know it's a thing. Like, yeah, you love her brain and all. I mean, what are the things that hit you like basbos? You're like, okay, what's happening here?
Yeah.
I still do, but what is this? Yeah. So what were some of the examples?
Okay, let me start.
Yes.
Before she asks.
Okay.
2. The shock was like in a good way.
Okay.
First of all, I'm going to marry this lady, and I didn't see that long list.
Oh!
The long list that should be happening from our side.
I know
didn't see.
it.
And you know what? They now asked me what I want to pay as bride price.
Wow.
Have you heard of that before?
Never.
You go to the family and they ask you, so what do you want to pay as bride price? I'm like, oh, I determine the bride price. Then the stuff, because they also do this box where you fill the box.
Okay, Gara or Gara.
After buying stuff to fill the box, clothes, wrapper, shoes, and the day we're going to present it. Now I was expecting like from our side they'll be bringing the items out and weighing them. Yes, no, go, may, is this may or this is yeah. That didn't happen. They didn't even check any of it. They just said we received this box. And that's how I think they didn't check what was inside the box. So in a good way, that was a shock and it's beautiful. Then the beautiful one, they get to furnish my house. You understand?
I don't know.
She didn't tell me before then, so it came as a surprise package. You understand? I'd paid for a place, furnished it and everything, and they were like, they will have to bring their own.
Wow. She
will have to bring her bed, bring stuff and everything. So the one I have, they will have to monetize it. I was like, wow, that's beautiful.
Wow, excellent.
Yes. And Adamawa people, another thing I noticed, they are well educated and they're exposed. They are nice, welcoming people.
Yes.
It's beautiful, and to know that her father's side and her mother's side, there is no difference. No difference. They mingle like brothers and sisters. Yes, okay.
My parents intermarried too.
Oh,
they're from Adamawa, but they're two different tribes.
Oh, okay.
That don't understand
each other. Oh,
yes.
Wow.
I think that's about it for the one I can remember.
I'm just grateful for 2 reasons. Number 1, I have a younger brother who's not married, so I hope you watch this video.
You're welcome.
I hope you're wise to pick out what you're picking out, because Adamawa people.
I have others to add.
You have others?
I just remember.
Okay.
Yes, I've talked about the marriage now. Now, burial ceremony. When our dad died and the uncles that have died that were attended, I've seen that they really cry. They really mourn.
Oh, okay.
We don't have time to mourn.
Wow.
Because once you lost an elderly person, uncle or parents, the first thing, you grieve for the first day. The next day, the reality faces you. The bills you have to pay.
Wow.
You have the ceremony. You know, our burials, they are like party, big ceremony. You have some people after burying their father, they go broke.
Wow.
Because some other people take loan to do it. They, if the man dies today, no, not if, our father dies today, by the next day we are going for burial.
Wow.
They finish the discussion and everything. The family, you see them really crying. You understand, you mourn with them, and after the burial, it is over. Maybe I'm sure they have days that they will also grieve, extended grieving days, and they are back. So you give to them. Our side, oh, my dad died. I think the beginning of the year, we are planning for the burial. She's like, so when is the burial? 2 months later, I say we have not fixed dates. We are still planning.
Wow.
Can you imagine? Planning, our budget got to almost 5 million to do burial.
Somebody.
Yes.
Amazing.
Then she was shocked that we'll have to finish a house, daddy's house, and bury him in the compound.
Okay.
Outside, we went to their public cemetery, the mortuary.
Yeah.
After from the mortuary, we went to the public cemetery where their clan they do the burial on top of the hill, away from where people live.
Wow.
As they have to bury him
Among the living.
among the living. So it took months to convince her that we need to budget to finish daddy's house so that they will bury him. You understand? Then another thing, people that are coming to grieve will have to feed them.
Yes.
They are coming to collect.
From your side.
Yes, from the children. You have to buy ram, goats, no, not ram, goats. You kill cows, and you are thinking of expensive, but how many bag of rice you use to feast. You understand? And it's different from our side. So that's another shock. In a good way.
In a good way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. When you talk about the list, I started smiling because I'm from Ibise in Imo State. And if you do not know how Nigeria works, Google Ibise bride price. You have an idea of how long the list gets and how expensive the dowry can be.
Yeah.
So when you're going to a place and they're telling you set the dowry yourself,
Yes.
you want to come back again. Maybe this time around with your son because
Yes.
he's really encouraging.
Yes.
Well, I just want to say that sometimes too, some of these cultural differences have something to do with the families that you come from. Because there are also families that do not have the same experience, even though they're from Adamawa, that my husband had. And then there's also another issue with Nigeria where even though things are not in certain cultures, there's borrowing of certain things. Sometimes over time.
Yeah.
So these things keep coming up. It would be nice if as people we draw the line between, because sometimes some of them tend to tilt towards the part of greed,
yes.
okay, and exploitation, and just I don't have the right word, but it's not right for some of these things, even though they're not in your culture, because you just saw someone else doing it and you feel it will benefit you people financially or whatever. You just borrow them and keep adding and making things very difficult for young people who are trying to go out there to start their lives. And so I think that's something too that we really need to talk about as young people. Then just to add to what my husband said about some of the cultural shocks, mine was it had to do with food with my husband. Now where I come from, we just cook our soup. If we're cooking soup with beef, it's beef. If we're cooking soup with dry fish, it's dry fish. If we're cooking soup with chicken, it's chicken. If we just want to use crayfish, we just use crayfish. And then I married this man, and my mother is a caterer. She cooks very well. She cooks in 5-star hotels. And then I will come and then I'll cook soup. And then then my husband would do, this soup
It's empty.
what is wrong with this soup? I've done everything. I've been by the book. So what is wrong with this soup? And so we started having those kinds of conflicts.
Yes.
You know, and I was wondering, what is wrong with this soup? There's nothing wrong with this soup. There's nothing wrong with this egusi. There's nothing wrong with this. Well, the groundnut soup, we accepted it.
Fantastic.
We always enjoyed it. You know, but there were some of those, and by then I had not started cooking banga soup.
Yes.
So all those other soups that I was cooking and thinking that
You were
I was
doing
doing a good job,
job.
it was not happy with it. Then I'll prepare my rice with salad, arrange the thing, you'll be complaining, you're taking time, what is all this? This salad that, you know, and so I started trying. So one day, I went to one of his sisters. Although some of his sisters would come, I would see. But I don't think it clicked that much until I went to Auntie Gracie
Yes.
to actually learn
Really
what is
Isoko.
it. Yes, Isoko sister, and he always enjoys her food. What is it that I'm missing? So I called her, took my time, went there, and then we started. By the time I saw what
went into one
went
pot of
into
soup?
one pot of soup, I now understood
Yes.
what was easy. Every soup needs to come with different obstructions. Meanwhile, we just have 1, 2, or 2. If you are lucky, 2 dangling pieces of meat in
And
your
that's
plate.
a shocking thing. They have the cow. Then they
We
don't eat.
don't eat like that, you know. And so that was a thing with us. Yes. So but I learned over time, and I learned how to cook banga, at least to help my husband.
Yes,
say,
she's very good.
so
Super.
yes. So I got it, and I'm still getting. So right now I cook different soups. I even cook oha soup. I cook onubo.
Yes.
I make banga. I make
This
you
is
know, and so
best
yes,
award
yes.
of the year.
And I know you've been talking about that soup,
Okay.
that's okazi.
Okay. That
Yes,
they
that
use,
they use.
it's not our native soup
No,
anyway.
it's
like
not,
it.
but he likes it, you know. So these are some of the things. Then another thing is that we are used to eating kind of a variety. We're not restricted to certain just if it's not swallow, it's rice and beans, you know. And so that's another thing. They, you know, if it's not those two things, hi, it's like they are not eating. You understand? That swallow has to go down, and that's for it to be full.
Yes.
And what the good thing is that over time we have been adjusting to it, and then we're beginning to accept. So my husband now eats other options. He tries them, even enjoys some of the other
Don't miss out
options.
the areas.
Yes, and then the burial part, like he said, for me it was really shocking that word befitting burial.
Befitting.
Wow.
Befitting. That's the word.
Befitting
I
burial.
will actually do a video on that because it's an issue.
Yeah.
We feed the dead more money than they even had an opportunity of touching or even seeing in their lifetime, but not now. We'll come back to it. I'll do it.
So I really had a hard time
Befitting.
with that befitting burial and the word shame and shame. And
Shameful.
it's a shameful thing. You are not befitting burial. And so, you know, we had series of conversations over the matter because, like we said, ours is pretty straightforward and simple. You dead,
You will actually grieve.
we just
We
grieve
party.
and bury the person. Whatever you have to, if you can entertain the guests, okay. There's no list. There's no hard and fast
I wonder who did
rule
this to us, but
that we have to do. You have to this, and you have to the king's men, the women of the town, the this and the that
Give
and
me
that.
a
And you know, but then it was quite interesting, but then the process was really strenuous. And the burden on the people is quite enormous, And so that was a big thing for us. The amount of money you need to spend, the activity that goes on with the burial, the things that you need to do, and so it was really a lot to have that befitting burial, and so that was a cultural shock to me, really shocking. I can write a book about it, but I'll just leave it at that. But then the ceremony turned out well. But I think that we can do better as a younger generation coming up to alleviate some of these hardships that come when it comes to burying loved ones.
Amazing, thank you so much. I see a lot of willingness from both of you to make this thing work. So you don't know his soup, you go to someone who knows it and you're asking. You're teaching her, you're helping her understand what you want. You're not forming, I made a mistake, I did not think about it, oh my God, So another, what I said, what I hear you say is give yourselves an opportunity to live a little. But like we were saying, just before the camera came on, it's important to ask. You mentioned some points, I don't know if you want to talk about it here. The circumcision issue, personality, the family you're going into. We're giving examples.
It's important for a girl to ask, not just the tribe, this is what your tribe do, but you as a person and your family, what's your stand? About like female circumcision is big issues in some places, and maybe the person will not say anything, you are in love, then when you get married and you have girls now, then your mother-in-law is not coming.
And say circumcised.
You understand? You like, we didn't discuss this. Of course, you were in love, you didn't discuss this. So it's good to ask and know the person's stand. Then when the man dies.
Okay, that's Kome. That's Carol.
Come.
Okay.
Yeah,
so I think that's very key.
Then,
so don't just marry blindly.
Yes.
So we are saying tribe shouldn't be the only determining factor. Because there's no guarantee even when you marry someone from your tribe. So the bottom line is ask questions. Find out what the person's stance are. What the best family member stands are, because I don't know, some families will not do certain things that like Igbo people now. Some people will say, in an Igbo family, once the man dies, the family members will come. But it's not necessarily in every Igbo family, right? So just know and investigate what the family believes in. And of course, there's part of personal value. You must also make sure that the value of that person aligns with your own. So I'm not saying that tribe shouldn't be a deal breaker at this age and time. I actually don't think so. There are a lot of issues out there that are more life-threatening and go to the very fundamentals of any marriage. So
exactly. Ask, and then of course you have standards that you let the other partner know about standards and values. These are certain things that I can tolerate, or these are certain things that we will not tolerate, or this is how, because you'll be surprised, little things, and they are not just like you were saying tied to culture or tradition. These are individual values. So really discuss with your partner intimately, and counseling, marriage counseling, an in-depth one helps couples to discuss or initiate these discussions amongst themselves and help them. Certain things, you'll be surprised that certain issues in marriages or many marriages are not even tied to culture and tradition. It's tied to things like maybe finances, family background, personality issues, and things that they're even more prevalent than the cultural issues.
Very true. Thank you so much, guys. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.